Hello, wonderful Bloomington artists. How are you? If you don't remember me, my name is Mark, and a few times a year we try to get together for a program called Meet the Masters to talk about different artists that have lived and the wonderful things that they've contributed. The first artist of the year, we'll get right into it, is a wonderful lady whose name is Frida Kahlo. A beautiful lady, kind, very talented and skilled painter, and a very independent person, very strong-willed, but very, very talented, and she had a lot of hard things happen to her in her life that we'll talk about, and she was able to work through that. She used art and painting specifically as a way for her as a way to deal with her emotions. And so I hope you enjoy learning about this great artist, and I'm sure you will. A couple pictures to look at right now. This is where she was born, actually. This house is known as the Casa Azul. And if you know a little bit of Spanish, you know what that means. It's the blue house, and it's pretty obvious by looking at the pictures that you see here. Her father actually built this house for her family just a few years before she was born. It's outside of Mexico City. Her father designed this house to have a big courtyard, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But it created this big, kind of open area in the middle of the house. Beautiful space. When Frida lived there, had tons of plants and all sorts of animals. She had pet monkeys and a deer and ducks and all sorts of really fun things. Now, if you look at the next picture, this is a photo of young Frida. This photo in particular is when she's about 3 years old, and not long after this picture was taken, she contracted a disease called polio. It caused her right leg to not grow properly, and she dealt with that pain for the rest of her life. So a little later, growing up, she went to a really fantastic high school, very, very well known, and kind of a rare chance for her to get into this high school. And when she got there, she was able to make good friends with a small group of people. It was kind of this little club that they had. They were all very, very intelligent, very smart. They read a lot of books and learned different languages and loved to argue and debate different social ideas and philosophies. And a fun group to be at because be with. They also like to play practical jokes on their teachers. And, Frida fit right in with this. When she was 18, she was still in high school, and she was with her boyfriend, and they were in the city, and they actually got in a really bad accident. They were on the bus, and the bus collided with a streetcar. If you've ever seen a streetcar, kind of like a little train that goes through cities. And it was a really horrible accident. People died there at the scene. They actually left Frida there because they thought she was dead. She was in such bad shape. Really horrible. They put her in a hospital bed for months and months, and it was a horrible experience. And it was multiple surgeries and things that she would continue to deal with through the rest of her life. Continue to have surgeries. And something that you never want anybody to go through. But a very interesting thing happened is that when she was in bed, stuck there, she turned to art. She turned to painting. Her mom somehow rigged up an easel, a way for her to paint in bed, and she spent a lot of time during this recovery period painting. And it was something that really helped her to deal with her emotions, her boredom, her anger, her pain, physical pain. And it was really something that was important to her and something that she would use for the rest of her life, that skill of painting. She was extremely skilled and she spent a lot of time painting. Let's look at another picture here. This is I guess considered a self-portrait. This is her. She painted this of herself and her new husband. She married pretty young, and her husband was much older than she was, and his name was Diego Rivera. And he was, even when they got married, he was already a very famous artist. He was very well known throughout the world, in fact, not just in Mexico. And you can see a very interesting portrait that she painted. You know, she's a very talented painter in her own right, and you see how she kind of defers to him, you know, paints him as the artist, you know, very clearly. Here's his palette and brushes, and she is here to support him. And it's interesting because while they had quite a rocky relationship throughout their life, he was always very encouraging and supportive of her as a painter, as an artist. Her dad was not too excited about their marriage. Diego didn't have the best reputation. He's kind of this big, loud, sloppy guy, and but Frida was obsessed with him. Really, just loved him and adored him, and you know, this is referred to as the elephant and the dove. The elephant, you know, being Diego, just kind of this big, giant, lumbering character, and Frida is just this more delicate, sensitive dove. Very strong-willed, of course, very, very independent, but an interesting relationship nonetheless. Just real quick about Diego, as I mentioned, he was a famous artist. This is a quick example of some things that he did. He was a mural painter. If you've ever heard of a mural, it's just all that means is a big painting directly onto a surface, so like directly onto a wall. They would travel all over. They would be in New York for a couple of years, and then they'd be in Detroit for a while, and Chicago, and San Francisco. And they travel all over the United States, Paris, Europe, all over the place. Let's look at another picture. This is a self-portrait of Frida, and she did lots and lots of self-portraits throughout her life. We'll show you a few. She was a master at telling stories through her paintings. And so here, you know, you see a couple things you might notice. She's holding a letter. You know, commonly believed that this letter kind of symbolizes how this painting was a gift to a friend of hers. But she's dressed here in traditional Mexican attire. The long dress you'll see very frequently in her paintings. She was always kind of embarrassed about her legs that I mentioned earlier. From when she was very little, her leg was kind of deformed and a little shorter, and she always tried to cover that up. Let's look at another self-portrait right now. This is a little later, and this is a fantastic and classic Frida Kahlo portrait, where she is, as she commonly did, depicted herself with her animals. I mentioned she lived in her house, the Casa Azul, with all these crazy animals. She loved having monkeys come through and mess with her visitors and have the parrot around on her shoulder, and she loved this. And she had this beautiful braided hair, and she loved plants, and you can see all the beautiful textures that she paints in here with the fur and all the plant leaves and in her hair. And I think it's very interesting the way that she has painted herself, and it's a very typical example of what you'll see and how she looks. This is not how most people would paint themselves. For example, there's a beautiful woman. She has a fairly noticeable mustache on her upper lip. It's kind of a little fuzzy mustache, and you know, obviously today you don't see that very much. Most women would be embarrassed by that. It's just culturally, it's not how it is. Well, she didn't care. She thought that this was a beautiful thing, and she was very confident and with how she looked. And not only that, but her eyebrows, how they come together in the middle, kind of in this you know, bird-like wing almost. she loved that, and she was very confident, and she always had that throughout her life. You never see that now. Anybody, men, women, whoever it is, they always, try to get rid of that because they're embarrassed if they have anything like that. And she didn't care. She was very confident that way, and that confidence drew a lot of people to her. Let's look at another portrait that she did. This is not a self-portrait. This is a portrait she did of a lady named Mariana when she was younger. And she was. You can see she was just a master. She spent a lot of time teaching. Actually, she didn't do it through her whole life, but she loved to teach children art classes, and she always encouraged them to really be proud of who they were, be proud of their heritage. Where their parents were from, where they were from, where they were born. She celebrated the traditional dress, very bright colors, very interesting patterns, and she loved dressing that way and celebrating her heritage. I'll leave you with one more example of kind of the pictures that she did. This is a very simple still life, as we call it, if you've ever heard that term. It's a horrible word because it sounds so boring. But it just means kind of a still picture. Still things. So what would happen is she would arrange, or somebody would arrange for her, things on a table for her to paint, and she did this a lot, especially near the end of the last few years of her life, and that is because she was in so much pain still. She was still dealing throughout her life, dealing with a pain from earlier sicknesses from that bus accident that she had when she was 18. She dealt with that through her whole life. Very intense spinal pain and problems, complications from that she had to deal with. But as she did when she was younger, painting and art was a way for her to enjoy herself, to express her emotions, to share the beauty that she could see. And so here's a great example of her good friend, her parrot. I believe the name was Bonito, and is great oranges and watermelons and different fruits that she's arranged, and she loved painting this way. The bright colors and vibrant hues that she used were very spoke to her and her culture and her heritage, and so I hope you've gotten a little bit of an idea of the wonderful lady that Frida Kahlo was. She was very much an independent thinker. She was not influenced by lots of other people. She said that she painted her own reality. She painted what she saw, and she told these amazing stories through her paintings, how she felt and what she wanted to do. And she's a wonderful artist and a master at telling those stories and embracing who she was. So I hope as you have an opportunity to do your own pictures that you'll remember who Frida was, how she worked, and enjoyed life and was always kind to other people. So have fun.